Okay. All right, again, the first thing I'm going to be doing is, and you can see I did it here, is a 1/2 inch border all the way around. Often when we're sketching and things, I tell you, it's okay if it's a little off, but this vinyl paper, it should be as accurate as possible. So keep your lines light in case you make a mistake. And you can follow along with me if you'd like. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to zero it out, this line here. I'm going to put it up to the edge of the page. Okay. And I'm going to mark off I'm going to make some little tick marks for 1/2 inch. You should keep it light. I'm going to go a little darker so that you can see what I'm doing, but you should keep it really light in case you make a mistake. And then I'm going to drag my ruler down here to the 1/2 inch, and I'm going to make another tick mark. Okay. Can anybody tell me why I'm making 2 on the same side? Why am I doing that? So that it will be straight, right? It helps me to ensure that I'm keeping my lines straight. And then I'm going to connect them lightly. So all I'm doing right now is going around and, okay. I am doing a 1/2 inch border on every side. Again, keep it light, especially when we go to grid this, you want to keep it light because eventually you're going to erase the grid lines. If it doesn't look straight, stop and redo the measuring. And I'm looking at mine and it looks a little off, so I'm going to just adjust it. I see that I over measured. I went over a little bit. When you're done with your 1/2 inch border, you should be left with a 7 by 9 inch box in the middle, rectangle. So I'm going to go through how to do all of this, and then I'll come around and help you if anybody here needs help. All right, so again, once you've got your border measured, just double check. It should equal, you should be very close to a 7. It should be about 7 by 9 inches, okay? If it's more than like a millimeter off, I would maybe try to figure out what went wrong. A millimeter is okay, but beyond that, you might have problems with the gridding. From here, you are going to measure, and I would do this on equal sides, the same side. So if everyone will come up here for a minute. So I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to measure out 1 inch. So I'm going to go 1, I'm going to make tick marks, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom and do it down here. The thing is, if I start moving my page around and I do have a 1 millimeter off, then it will be way more noticeable. So it's better to keep the same direction with your measuring. So now I'm going to come down here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you should have 7 1-inch boxes, and then I'm going to connect them. This is something you guys want to keep really, really light because you're going to want to erase it eventually. I'm going a little darker just for the sake of being able to see up here on the projector. Again, keep it light. If you make a mistake, I've got big erasers in the drawer. You can just come through and erase things and redo. If the grid is off, your whole drawing will be distorted because you're going to be using this grid as a very important tool in this project. Right? So I have 7 equal sections, and now I'm going to do the next side, which is to go up and down the sides here and do 9. It should be about 9 inches. And again, I'm going the same direction. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm doing that on the bottom. And then I'm going to connect them all using a very light line. Eventually you will erase this and you will only see a drawing. You don't want to be seeing the grid later down the road, so make sure you're keeping it light so that you have the ability to erase it. If you go too dark, your lines will never really go away. All right, then you can go through and just clean up your border, you know, erase any extraneous lines. All right, so I'm going to be around to check in with you folks and see if anyone needs help.